So, folks, very important. Just gonna get this right off the bat. I have a call to action for you guys. It's super important. I think, as somebody who is trans and exists on the internet, and apologies for my voice. I'm sick right now. But this is an issue that is relatively near and dear to me. There's an article that went up earlier today on Variety talking about how the FCC has now put into a period of public comment a proposal to change how television programming is rated appropriate or not, specifically as it relates to gender identity. And so, what does that mean? Effectively, this new type of guideline would make it inappropriate to show any kind of non-traditional gender identity in a show for children or in broadcasts. It's pretty I think it's pretty heinous, right? They're going to rate us MA, aren't they? I mean, they're going to try, right? They're going to try. Now, I do have here a link that I'm going to put into all of your chats, because what this does is it creates a public comment period. So if you don't like this, if you think this is insane, if you think that this is a horrible act of prejudice and bigotry against trans people in this country, and guess what? You have the opportunity to make it known in a public way and effectively try and stop this from happening. Okay? And one of the ways you do that is you go to the FCC's essentially rapid response comment section and leave a comment. And I actually have the form right here. So basically, you go to this website, you tell them that you want to comment on 19-41, and then you fill in the rest of your information, right? Now, very important to note that you do have to file accurate information on this page. All information submitted, including names and addresses, will be publicly available via the web. And yeah. So, just so you know, make sure it's accurate and, write something that you can stand behind. So here is that link. So they have a list of people who dissent. That's everything that is open to public comment. Yes. The point of making a mass public comment response is to get them to back down off of this. They're looking for a veneer of respectability, a veneer of acceptability. And if we deny them that through mass commenting on this particular motion, they may in fact back down. What talking points are we using? You can just tell them you think that this is wildly inappropriate to try and ban trans people from television. It doesn't have to be a long, in-depth response. But, yeah. There you have it, folks. It's just a short little thing here that I'm calling you to do. But yes, public comment deadline for this is June 22nd. So basically, sorry, the deadline for comments is May 22nd, but then reply comments June 22nd. So there you have it. And all of this, of course, is backed up by FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, who writes, years ago, Congress passed a law that empowers parents to decide the types of TV programs that are appropriate for their kids by standing up a TV show rating system. But recently, parents have raised concerns with the industry's approach, including with ratings creep. Specifically, they argue that New York and Hollywood programmers are promoting controversial issues in kids' programming without providing any transparency or disclosures to parents. This undermines the whole point of the law and the rating system parents rely on. The FCC is now seeking comment on whether the industry's approach provides parents with the types of information and disclosures relevant to them today. And as you can see, he doesn't outright say gender identity, but in this particular filing for the FCC, it specifically lists gender identity. Recently, parents have raised concerns about controversial gender identity issues being included or promoted in children's programs without providing any disclosure or transparency to parents. Specifically, the industry guidelines that parents rely on are rating shows with transgender and gender non-binary programming as appropriate for children and young children, and doing so without providing the information to parents, thereby undermining the ability of parents to make informed choices for their families. Like, the argument here is quite literally, if a trans person exists in the show, it should be listed alongside like violence or alcohol use or smoking, you know? Like, that's the argument they're making. It's ridiculous. It is obviously bigoted. And I think, if you have time, please leave a comment. I left you guys with a link. I will put that link in the description for this particular segment when it goes up. This isn't a particularly long or in-depth segment, but I will end it by saying, as usual, if you hate this shit happening, you need to get involved on the local level and cut it off at the source. You need to get involved like with the people getting elected to the school board in your area. You need to get involved with your local Democratic Party, with your local DSA. Okay? Like, you need to join those groups, get involved, and make them more effective, more progressive, more left-leaning. Because that is the only thing that stops shit like this from happening. That prevents more Brendan Carrs from coming out of the woodwork. All right? Why do we have to be a trigger warning to begin with? That's the first fuck thing. Because they're bigots. It's the same thing that they were doing with, like, gay people. Like, it's why Will and Grace was considered a super controversial show for its age. Just because gay people were on it. So, if you need help getting involved with your local Dems to make them more progressive and to cut out that corporate Democrat BS, we can help you do that. Join our Discord, reach out to Dragonfly for help joining your local Dems. We can get you onboarded. We can help you out. We can give you tips. We can help you organize. And if you need help getting involved with your DSA, again, join our Discord, reach out to GamerG for help getting involved with DSA. Both Dragonfly and GamerG have been organizing for years and want to help you get involved too. And I will also say, if you don't want to join the Discord for whatever reason, you can go over to riverboat.gg and talk to one or both of them over there. Most of the time, one of them is in chat and can help you out. Okay? Jack, new polls show DSA has higher approval among Democrats than Israel and the Democratic Party. DSA more popular amongst Dems than the Democratic Party itself. Well, yeah, of course, because DSA is actually accountable to its membership, unlike the Democratic National Party, which is...
Just have to vent. RFK Jr. is a very evil person with a victim complex.
Oh, we're going to get the RFK Jr. today. Don't you worry, Andrew S. And absolutely agreed. Thank you for being subscribed. But yeah, I mean, like, Chuck Schumer out there, being aroused.
People are aroused. I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
And yet just dragging his feet at every available opportunity. Every one of these centrist Dems going out there in front of cameras being like, why won't leftists vote for us? And it's just like, I don't know, maybe promise to crush your enemies beneath your heel. Maybe promise some kind of justice for the people who've been blatantly conducting fraudulent schemes in front of us for the last several years. Maybe, I don't know, hold billionaires to account. Maybe tax the rich so that working class people actually have a shot in this country. It's not difficult to figure out. People need accountability, and people are fucking angry. Even the fucking Deborahs are angry. Like, it's not rocket science. They have so many options, and they take none of them. Jack, we also have a DSA SHIMP meeting Saturday at 7 p.m. Central. We're going to talk about national plans and the 2027 DSA convention. That's right. Also, folks, if you join our DSA movement, we have a private we have a private chat for DSA Riverboat Jack Shimpers. So if you're in this community and you want to join that chat, Gamergy can help you out, get you involved. But we're building a coalition to make DSA more effective. Whew. Anyway, all that being said, organize. Win on the local level, win on the state level, win on the national level. That is the plan. And yes, no, I'm specifically calling out Cory Booker with his fucking Michigan fist comments, okay? Like, Cory Booker taking, in 2026, taking a stage to, like, chastise people for not voting for Kamala Harris. Oh, it was the left. The left lost Kamala Harris the election. And no, I'm sorry. It just wasn't the left that lost Kamala Harris the election. Kamala Harris's campaign lost that election.
Panel at whatever the National Democrat Convention is called.
You know, sooner than you think. Not smart. But like, I'm sorry. But when you run a campaign that's too cowardly to talk about trans people, you leave a whole swath of ideological real estate available for Republicans to take advantage of and misrepresent you. When you don't oppose genocide, it turns out the people who hate genocide aren't going to be there for you. It's not difficult. You chose fucking donor money over what was right, and people responded accordingly. It's so frustrating. But I do think that, and guys, I am going to talk about this a bit later too, but I do think that all of these ineffective centrist Dems that are salivating to run for president in 2028 are utterly and completely incapable of actually running the kind of campaign that, you know, the Deborahs want. That the angry, activated, you know, liberal base is clamoring for, which is a campaign of accountability, a campaign of effectively ending or finishing the project of reconstruction, a campaign of justice, a campaign of hope, a campaign of improving this country. Cory Booker can't run that campaign. Are you kidding me? Pete Buttigieg can't run that campaign. Like, you have, who? Maybe J.B. Pritzker making gestures in a direction of that campaign? You have maybe John Ossoff? Maybe? As like a dark horse candidate? But this is why I keep coming back to AOC will never have a better window to run than right now. Right now. This is the best window she is ever going to get to run for president. There's not going to be another one of these. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime window to run on the wave of this backlash against the Trump administration. And frankly, we as a population need someone to ride that wave who intends to actually fulfill those campaign promises. Because it is only through fulfilling promises of justice, promises of accountability, promises of delivering, promises of a green revolution. It is only someone who actually intends to deliver on these things that we are going to get out of this kind of fascist death spiral. I don't know. I have a lot of hope. And I think AOC is one of the only people who exists in the field right now who could actually do this. So anyway, get involved and organize locally because we all need to be ready. We all need to maximize our points of power, our points of leverage over this system collectively. Dear God, please don't allow a woman to get the presidency. They can't even run a house or cook, much less run a presidency. Well, you know, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I guess I wouldn't blame you considering the kind of person who must have created you. My God. No wonder you have a low opinion of women. Anytime a chud comes in and is like, women can't run a country, it's like, a woman literally knit your body together in the womb, you son of a bitch. Like I'm sorry, I don't got time for that shit. Nobody's running for 2028 yet? Well, of course not. Please don't be pedantic today. I can't
So if
handle
we're
it.
working with our local DSA chapter on setting up a new county branch, do you have any advice on setting it up for success?
I don't, but I know Gamergy has helped set up multiple DSA chapters. So I would recommend joining the Discord and reaching out with Gamergy, because Gamergy has some degree of experience doing just that. So we got folks in here who can help you. In fairness, he might have turned himself into a chud all on his own, a self-made loser. That's true. Many of them are. Women are too emotionally unstable. I mean, look, it's pretty rich talking about how women are unstable when you came to find a chat to, like, complain at. You know? Like, you went out of your way to find the kind of chat that would make you angry, and you came here to talk specifically about how women fail you. Okay. Get organized. And if you got anything out of this, hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe. Comments longer than 8 words really help in the algorithm. And also, folks, check out ImogeneOlivia.com, gender euphoric lingerie designed from the ground up for trans femmes. It's tested also with cis men, cis women, non-binary folks, etc. It is comfortable, sexy lingerie designed by someone who went to one of the best lingerie design schools in the world. And it's non-tucking lingerie. Go check it out, ImogeneOlivia.com. Link down in the description. Let's keep on going.
Riverboat Jack is coming to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube and switching streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, dating, plenty more. Your sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat Jack.